Are Blade and Dan Heng enemies or friends? Among all the light cones in the Honkai Star Rail, there is one called Nowhere to Run. On this light cone, Dan Heng, who holds a long spear, and Blade, who holds a sword, are fighting each other. In the description, it says, "It's not Dan Heng's first time to meet with this man. He had no idea since when. The man has been like a shadow underneath him. No matter how many times he pierces him with his spear, he will always reappear. Dan Heng can't lose but can't win either. He wants to escape, but there is nowhere to escape." What kind of relationship do they have? From Blade's story, we can get some clues. Blade's wish is to step over the corpses of those he hated before his life finally ends, and is the teammate of Kafka, Silver Wolf, and Sam. They follow the orders of Fate's slave Elio to perform missions at the other side of the sky. In every combat they fought, Blade always rushes to the front line, falling down and standing up again and again. He is like an immortal god of war. No matter how mortally wounded he is, he just can't die. And those wounds always heal miraculously. The reason why he is willing to be Elio's subordinate is because they promised to give him and everything he hates an eternal end, and a funeral for eternal sleep. Blade's wish is to step over the corpses of those he hated before his life finally ends. Of course, it hasn't been realized yet. Besides performing missions, at a specific time every year, Blade always brings a few new swords to a place. The owners of these swords are all dead. Blade has seen their face for one last time, which means they all died under Blade's sword. In fact, Blade really hopes that one day, his sword can also be buried in this place and sleep forever. Fighting and burying swords became things that Blade had to do year after year. To find out the reason behind it, let's go back a long time ago. When he woke up from his long sleep, Blade had forgotten his name. Blade was taken later. He didn't know where he was. He drank snow water when he was thirsty and caught beasts when he was hungry. Although his hair was dirty, long and messy, he didn't know how to take care of it. So he just tied it with a piece of dead wood. There was a wonderful power in his body that was reshaping his body. His muscles and bones broke and reconnected again and again. This kind of pain was unbearable for ordinary people. It was not until he saw his reflection in the water that Blade had a trace of sobriety. He had been cursed with immortality by someone. The memories of those grudges and grievances also came to his mind. After wandering like a zombie for a long time, Blade met a woman in sunglasses and a man in tall armor. It was Kafka and Sam. Before they spoke, Blade took the initiative to attack. After a fierce battle, Kafka offered him a deal that he couldn't refuse. So Blade returned to civilized society again. He had a tailor-made suit made at the tailor shop, and found someone to trim his hair and tidy up his appearance back to his previous appearance. He also got a new name, Blade. That's how Blade became a member of Stellarin Hunter. Blade wears a unique wrist guard. In fact, there were 2 such wrist guards in total, and the owner of the other one often held a long spear and fought with him. His spear skills were very exceptional. When they were tired of fighting, they would have a drink together under the moonlight, as confidants and opponents. And it was this person who made a big mistake with Blade together. They joined forces to turn their beloved one into a monster, letting everyone to fall into an endless abyss of rigor. Could this wrist guard owner be Dan Heng? Why did their beloved one become a monster? Maybe it has something to do with the disaster of abundance. In the background of Honkai Star Rail, Eon is the supreme being among all. There was one abundance Eon named Pharmacist, who is revered by her people as people of abundance. Under Pharmacist's blessing, people of abundance got rid of aging and life and death, and obtained immortal body and soul. This made many people very envious. Since ancient times, some Jianzhu people have begun to seek immortal medicine. After thousands of hardships, they finally received Pharmacist's blessing. But the effect of immortality didn't work on them at all. It made Jianzhu desolate and miserable. On the contrary, the Huntyan land then came back from the abyss, who cut off evil of abundance with supreme divine power. After that, Zhanzhu regained its vitality. Under the guidance of the Hunt, formed an alliance and established a powerful Cloud Knights army, and began to take revenge on those immortal evil creatures. Any race that prays for Pharmacist's blessing faces the risk of being slaughtered by the Cloud Knights. But war always has sacrifices. Pharmacist's immortality is a blessing for some people, but a disaster for others. Maybe Blade's immortality curse was planted by Pharmacist. Blade knows one of Zhanzhu's 6 generals, Jing Yuan, and also knows Dan Heng, which means he had some relationship with Zhanzhu in the past. If they were enemies with Pharmacist, then they would probably be retaliated against. Was their beloved one turned into a monster by Pharmacist? This is what we can know about Blade's past and present now. This is what we can know about Blade's past and present now. According to the current plot direction of honkaistarrail, we can boldly guess that Blade and Dan Heng will inevitably have a final battle in the future, and his beloved one is very likely to appear as a monster to fight with him. With MiHoYo's hobby, it is very likely to end with an epic tragedy. Blade might will kill his most loved person with his own hands. I really hope there won't be such a plot. What do you think about Blade's ending? Welcome to leave your comments in the comment section.